It's been almost 2 days since we got to see the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct, and I don't know about you, but I'm seriously still buzzing from just seeing everything that we saw there. The game looks absolutely phenomenal, and I don't know why, but my mind keeps thinking about how much I want to play Donkey Kong Bananza, but then also just getting a little bit excited about the potential concept of actually getting Donkey Kong Bananza content in Mario Kart World. The writing is clearly on the wall, and I cannot be the only one thinking about that. So in this particular video, I just want to go ahead and talk about everything that we learned from DK Bananza first, and why I'm so damn excited for it, and then go into some kind of theory crafting about how it can actually be incorporated into Mario Kart World. I've got a whole bunch of dot points on a screen that I just want to go through, and honestly, I genuinely think we can see a lot of content from Donkey Kong Bananza actually coming to Mario Kart World. And let me know if I'm just absolutely dreaming, or if I might be potentially onto something. Before we get cracking into the video as well, I am also giving away a copy of Mario Kart World right here on this channel, and also a copy of Donkey Kong Bananza as well, and the only thing that you have to do is be subscribed to be part of that. So let's get into talking about Donkey Kong Bananza and Mario Kart World. First off, I really think it was damn cool to actually see Pauline incorporate into this game, and actually having to go into the planet's core and just to have their wishes granted. I think the concept for this with the introduction that had Pauline singing, and actually having its story behind it besides Donkey Kong getting bananas stolen and have to go get them back, I think that's really cool. I've always wanted Nintendo to really have a real story behind its games, and we're definitely getting that here. All the animations look so damn sweet. The gameplay as well, how you can just destroy every single thing in your path as Donkey Kong is dope. And man, just the way this game looks. I'm so glad this didn't release for the Nintendo Switch 1. Having this in 4K and just some powerful hardware is gonna be freaking awesome. And there's a lot of other stuff as well that I'm not going to get into right this second. We'll just keep going down the list of dot points that they got. I do kind of like the approach how there's these subterranean layers of the world. Each one just had packed with scenery and a lot of depth. Like genuinely, every single level that we saw looks so damn different. And if you just kind of bypass the thought that how the hell is there sun when you keep going down into a planet's core, then it just opens up the world for a whole lot of possibilities. Yes, it's kind of weird, but honestly, I don't care. This game looks really good. It kind of reminds me of Luigi's Mansion 3 with the different levels of the hotel. I also like in every single kind of underground world, it's just full of so much life. I love those giant elders that are just kind of there, just guarding the way. It definitely gives me the Legend of Zelda vibes. Kind of like Majora's Mask, how you have the 4 giants that you're trying to like release. I don't know, I just think this is damn dope. And then you get to see Pauline actually singing, just to let DK transform into these powerful forms. Like we get to see a mighty gorilla for God's sakes, a pretty fast looking zebra, and even a flying ostrich. I don't know why, but when I saw this, it also really reminded me of Banjo-Kazooie, which I absolutely love growing up. So just to almost have this feeling of these 3D platformers that I grew up with, like Banjo-Kazooie, obviously Mario, and of course Donkey Kong 64, this is gonna be freaking awesome. And it's not just the way this looks and kind of plays that reminds me of that, but definitely the big collectathon aspect behind it. I really love collectathons growing up, so this is just like music to my ears. And with Pauline singing, that's actually a reality. I also really like as you've kind of got these transformations unlocked, then you can actually just use these Bananza powers using the D-pad. Of course, as long as he has Bananza energy, which I do believe is just charged up by collecting gold. There's going to be so many hidden secrets around the world just because of these power-ups. It's going to be freaking awesome to explore. The play on words with everything related to bananas as well is, I don't know, I just like when people do that. Speaking of things that I also really like, I also love seeing the antagonists of this game. They're apparently part of the Void Code, and they just aim to reach the planet core first, and then of course block the path for DK. So, as Donkey Kong and Pauline, you're going to have to defeat all their guards and move into a deeper world. I also like how all the antagonists are still Kongs. It kind of just gives a bit more to the lore here. Hopefully we see a few of the other Kongs show up like Funky Kong, and heaps of the other ones that are in DK64. I have a feeling they're definitely going to be part of it in some way. Speaking of the Kongs, I'm also really glad we got to see Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong. Even though it wasn't a lot of content that we got to see them in, just having them in the game is really cool. And also, it is kind of weird that we've got Cranky Kong in the game, just because of the whole lore with Donkey Kong and Pauline and Cranky Kong and all that stuff. It doesn't make sense in my mind right now, but I'm sure there'll probably be some sort of explanation, considering that we have Teen Pauline, so I don't know if it's a prequel of some sort, but then Cranky Kong's still in the game, so I don't know. We're going to have to wait to see for that one. I also really like the Bananium gems, which essentially just shaped like bananas and they're scattered everywhere on the ground. They really remind me of the power moons from Mario Odyssey. And I was in the camp from Mario Odyssey where I love collecting the power moons, even though some were really easy to get. I don't know, I actually think it's a really cool idea. And I also like that these can be found in the open world, in the hidden caves, or even just earned by doing challenges throughout the courses. It also appears each layer actually has a set of number of the gems. For example, the lagoon layer has apparently 43. And who knows if you finish the game if more start to just become available. Again, like Mario Odyssey. One of the coolest things about collecting these gems is it actually unlocks the potential for skill points, and you actually get to spend them to upgrade DK's abilities. I never thought we'd see this kind of concept in a Nintendo game, so to have this here right now is freaking awesome. I love games like Elder Scrolls Online where you got to kind of pick your path to where you want to go and just make it your own. So to have that here is just music to my ears again. There's also bananium chips as well, which are essentially like banana slices, and these are another collectible. And again, 10 chips of these can be exchanged for 1 bananium gem, which you can actually do with these chip exchange shops. Then you also have gold nuggets or golds, which also act as currency, so you can buy in these different kind of stuff shops. But that's not it. You also have fossils as well, which can also be used in style shops to unlock outfits and fashion items. And there seems to be a lot of these that are going to be scattered around, which I'm all for. Probably the coolest thing that I did see in this direct though, well, one of the cooler things, because it's all pretty damn cool, is just the fact you can actually customize DK and Pauline's appearance just by interacting with these closets and of course buying all these outfits too. But that's not the main thing that I actually really like about this. All these actual clothing items come with perks, which can actually level up to boost their effect. So for example, if you've got a blue DK, you obviously swim faster underwater, and so on. Just having that in the game just opens up so much potential. Then you have other things like treasure chests, which may appear if you dig. And these of course hold things like treasure maps, which of course are going to lead you to other goodies around the world. I also like how you can actually track all the collectibles in the main menu, just to see what you're actually missing, because I don't know if you played Mario Sunshine, because looking for those blue coins was a damn nightmare. I also like how you can spend these golds to unlock getaways, which are essentially custom bases where you can just have a rest, change outfits, or even play music discs. I also appreciate that you actually have to collect these music discs from enemies, and then you can just go ahead and listen to them and just enjoy them. I'm also a really big fan of the DK raps in there, so well done Nintendo. Again, just going back to the word kind of play on DK Bananza, even things like just traveling around the different cores in this game is just really cool. Again, another example here is the elevators by a freaking giant eel that takes you all around these places. And the exact word for actually teleporting is teleport. And this of course can be done using found tuning fork checkpoints. There's also a photo mode, which is going to be pretty cool to actually utilize in the game. Just from what they showed so far, you can get some pretty damn nice shots, and I can't wait to see them all floating around Twitter. There's also co-op, which I probably won't touch, but I'm glad it's there, I guess. Same with assist mode. I'm not going to use that, but it's going to be good for kids. And there's also amiibo support as well, which I've already pre-ordered 2 of. I want to open one and keep one in the box because I've apparently got an obsession with amiibo. Also, something else that really caught my attention was the DK artist mode, which is of course separate from the main game mode. And it essentially just lets you sculpt and paint 3D models. This sounds really cool in concept, especially using the mouse, but I fear for just what some people are going to be uploading and sharing. I don't think it's going to be PG. Then the direct of course ended with the release date of July 17th, 2025, and you can always bet on picking this up day one. I've already got my pre-order in, and I'm freaking excited for it. This game looks incredible. Now, this is where it gets really interesting for us Mario Kart World fans. I'm a really big Mario Kart fan, of course, and one of the things I really loved was in Mario Kart Tour, just how it continuously tied into other games and sometimes did some cross-promotion. The biggest one that always stood out to me was the 30th anniversary for Mario. And we of course got Donkey Kong and Mario just in their original 2D sprites. I could easily see this happening for Mario Kart World, especially with things like new costumes and of course seasonal events. And honestly, DK Bananza is shaping up to be loaded with a lot of cosmetics, and I could see a lot of these being incorporated into Mario Kart World. Again, tell me if I'm absolutely dreaming in the comments. It would just make so much sense for Mario Kart World to get just a few DK Bananza things. I'm not expecting like an entire DK Bananza Island DLC, just with 4 different tracks. I mean, they could do it. I would probably think just maybe 1 track as part of maybe a few other ones coming back. But just imagine the potential of driving through the subterranean world and just using a bunch of the costumes found in DK Bananza in Mario Kart World. As a marketing guy, just having that cross promotion of the 2 different games in one will be freaking amazing. If you like DK Bananza, why not play in the Mario Kart World? And if you like playing in Mario Kart World, well, check out DK Bananza. It just works hand in hand. The thing that really caught my attention just from DK Bananza, and of course this Mario Kart World connection, was the fact that DK and Pauline only have 1 outfit in Mario Kart World, which is super weird considering almost every other mainstay has several. And it's not like they had to look really far for Donkey Kong outfits or Pauline outfits, because Mario Kart Tour at least had a few. Yes, it didn't have many for Donkey Kong, but at least had a couple, and the same goes for Pauline. So a crossover here would make total sense. I could easily see this teenager Pauline being a complete separate character, and there's just so many costumes they could pick from, so I think we're gonna see it. Maybe not like right away, but I think in the next few weeks or months, especially if there's a Nintendo Direct, we're gonna see something DK Bonanza in Mario Kart World, because they have clearly poured a lot of effort into this game, and just from what I've seen so far, I'm gonna go out and say it, I genuinely think this game could be up for Game of the Year. Astrobot got it last year, and it looks like this is doing it in so many different ways, and it looks really, really good. But that could be my Nintendo bias just speaking here. My ideal world would be able to see a track or maybe two from DK Bonanza, and then just a whole bunch of costumes come into the game as well. And if I'm really, really dreaming, maybe like a Cranky Kong in the game of Mario Kart World. Of course, Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, like why are they not in Mario Kart World, damn it? A few vehicles like the Randy Rider and just those kind of things, which also were in other games like Mario Kart Tour, I believe. But yeah, there's just a whole lot of potential here. So let me know down in the comments what you actually thought of DK Bonanza itself, and if you think I'm onto something here with a crossover to Mario Kart World. And if you do think it could come into Mario Kart World, let me know what kind of things you would like to see from it down in the comments section below. If you did of course enjoy this kind of lighthearted video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, as it honestly really helps out the channel a lot. I've got a whole lot more Mario Kart World content coming, so stay tuned, jump into the Swift Cafe Discord to share all of your theories, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!